The twin suns beyond Coruscant skylanes have barely burned off morning haze when Anakin Skywalker strides through the bronze doors of the High Council. The room feels wrong. A scent, ozone, and something older like damp crypts hangs in the air. Mace Windu's amethyst blade snaps to life first, casting serrated shadows across the polished floor. "Skywalker," Windu growls, voice gritty with power he should never wield. "Your services are no longer required." Anakin forces a lopsided grin. So that's a no on the master promotion? Typical. All 12 chairs revolve toward him. Golden irises have silvered to molten red. Even Yoda's ancient eyes smolder, and the little master's wrinkle-deepened face twists in a grimace no living being has seen in 900 years. Kit Fisto twirls his sabers, Leku bobbing like green seagrass. "Come, Annie, let's see if you're still the hero with no fear." The hiss of 13 blades become a chorus of damned angels, and Anakin finally understands. Palpatine was never grooming one apprentice, he was poisoning them all. He dives back through the door. A violent bolt sizzles past his ear, perforating a statue of Odan-Ur. "Sorry, Master," he mutters to the rubble, then sprints. Marble tiles blur beneath force-amplified strides. Temple banners whip in his wake. Sirens wail. Blast doors thunk closed behind him, only to be cleaved apart by Windu's unstoppable swing. Anakin toggles his comm. "Master Dralig, the Council's turned Sith. Repeat, Council is compromised." Sin Dralig, fencing mask half-donned, answers. "Skywalker, that's the worst joke since Dexter's cafeteria stew." "Not joking. They've got Yoda." Silence, then a curt reply. "Meet me at the northern hangar. Bring every youngling you can carry." Anakin skids to a window, carves a glowing circle, and hurls himself into freefall. He lands in a speeder lane, pirouettes off a cab roof, apologizes to a terrified Twi'lek driver, and rockets toward the hangar. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you're enjoying this content so far, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch these videos without subscribing. Imagine what we could accomplish if everyone subscribed. We thank you for your continued support. Temple guards in sun gold armor form a shield wall. Red sabers crash against yellow pikes. Fisto laughs maniacally, carving spirals through the defenders. Obi-Wan, elegant, precise, whirls like a crimson cyclone. Anakin bursts through smoke with a gaggle of wide-eyed younglings. "Stay on my belt, kids. Consider this an early field trip." One 10-year-old pipes up. "Does field trip mean we get badges?" "Survive the next 5 minutes, and I'll make you some myself." R2-D2 plugs into the shuttle lift, bleeps indignantly, then hoists the boarding ramp. In a flurry of robes, they're airborne, spires falling away beneath. Padmé Amidala opens her apartment doors, blaster raised. She lowers it an inch when she sees the scorch on Anakin's sleeve. "Anakin, the holonet says the Jedi have seized the Senate Rotunda." "Reverse that. Palpatine seized the Jedi." R2 projects shaky footage, the Council kneeling before the Chancellor, who chants in guttural high Sith. A halo of black-violet flame crowns them all. Padmé reaches for his hand. "Then we leave. Where?" "A place no one remembers. Tanalore. Pack light. Democracy will have to fend for itself until we regroup." The ancient outpost rises from misty sea like a hallowed ruin. Vines choke marble buttresses. High Republic mosaics glimmer beneath moss. The refugees land to the hum of long dormant shield pylons rebooting. Sin Dralig stands on a causeway, wind whipping his silver hair. "Children first, skills second. We're not training warriors. We're saving souls." Jocasta Nu carts crates of holocrons, scolding a Padawan who tries to speak. "History is like sabak. Cheat and the deck bites back." Anakin, now wearing the informal brown of a wanderer, kneels before Dralig. "I failed to keep balance." "Nonsense, boy," Dralig replies, tapping his shoulder with a training saber. "Henceforth, Jedi Master Skywalker. Try not to break the furniture. Back in Coruscant, the corrupted council festers. Palpatine rethrones himself in the executive building, but his new servants are fractious beasts. Shaak Ti challenges Obi-Wan in the Chancellor's observation deck. Turbolift doors open to reveal only Kenobi, cloak spattered with scarlet. Soon, Kenobi duels Fisto atop a skydock. They lock blades. Kenobi offers a classic smirk. Always wanted to prune kelp. A push sends Fisto tumbling into traffic. Kenobi barely has time to laugh before Plo Koon's yellow blade impales him from behind. Palpatine observes every betrayal with crocodile satisfaction. Sith rule of 2? He chuckles. More like rule of whoever survives Tuesday. Holo reports bleed into Tanalore. Ki Adimundi cut down on Megiddo. Ayla Secura riddled with bolts on Felucia. Depa Billaba and Caleb Dune ambushed on Kaller, yet the boy escapes into wild space. Anakin pores over casualty lists beside Padmé, newborn twins squirming in bassinets. 5,000 left, he whispers, less than a marching band. Padmé strokes Leia's cheek, then play louder. Cells ignite across the rim, and Lolfo, young Caleb, now calling himself Kanan, rallies miners. On Onderon, Saw Gerrera's partisans shelter under a Cal Kestis swift blue blade. Even Reva Savander, once inquisitorial candidate, ferries refugees through Yavin's forests. Ahsoka Tano arrives in Tanalore with Ezra Bridger, a scrawny orphan carrying nothing but a slingshot and sky-high sarcasm. Ezra eyes Anakin's golden mechanical hand. Cool upgrade. Does it open cans? Only the ones that talk back, Anakin replies, ruffling his hair. Twin suns rise over Tanalore's horizons, one real, one projection from restored skylights. Luke toddles after a training remote, giggling as it zaps. Leia yanks the antenna off, triumphant. Jocasta new clucks. The girl has engineering promise. The boy needs goggles. Anakin mediates between them, sensing the Force swirl like fresh water rather than the burnt ash he once felt in the war. He allows himself a smile, brief, cautious. Intelligence from Master Kelleran Beck confirms Sidious remains rooted in the Senate Annex, confidence breeding complacency. Drowley convenes his elders. We strike the head, he says, pointer tapping a hologram of Galactic City, and cauterize the neck before something worse crawls out. Anakin, Ahsoka, Ezra, Luke, 15 now, and Leia, 15 and a half, she reminds everyone, volunteer. R2 beep boops a long statement. Anakin translates. He insists on parking the getaway ship because last time I dented the hull. Ezra grins. Nice to know the droid's unionized. They infiltrate through maintenance shafts, sapper quiet. Marble corridors gleam under emergency lamps. Yoda stands sentinel outside the Chancellor's office, cape black as eclipse, shoto blade crackling. Anakin steps forward. Master, this isn't you. Lost the galaxy was, found power has been. Yoda snarls, voice low as canyon wind. Sparks erupt as Son and surrogate mentor clash. Luke and Leia vault over desks to face Windu, whose eyes burn like twin suns at midday. Ahsoka and Ezra intercept Plo Koon near the viewport. Humor finds a silver of daylight even here. Windu sneers. Skywalkers breed like ration mites. Leia counters. We also bite, and her violet saber carves sparks off his vambrace. At the far end, Sidious cackles, lightning curling round his fingers. Anakin, once more you disappoint. Save the performance review. Anakin redirects lightning into a Durasteel pillar, slagging it into molten art. The duel rages. Minutes feel like millennia. At last, Anakin sweeps Yoda's blade aside and lays a hand on the ancient brow. Through sheer will, he floods the tiny master with memories of Dagobah's serenity, of lost younglings giggling in the archives. The dark fire extinguishes. Yoda gasps, green returning to his eyes. Horrid the darkness is. Fail you, I did. Anakin's answer is a gentle nod. Then Windu barrels in, forcing him back. One stroke, two, and Windu falls, crimson blade extinguished forever. Palpatine shrieks, vaults toward the skylight, but Anakin rides the momentum, impaling him mid-arc. The scream disintegrates into smoke, the body into nothing, and with it, the tether of the curse. Plo Koon drops to his knees, mask sparking, horror dawning. What have I done? Ahsoka reaches for him. Too late. Clone reinforcements storm the hall. Stray shots fell the newly freed masters. Anakin drags his team toward R2's idling shuttle. Coruscant nightside erupts in sirens behind them. Palpatine's death hollows the Imperial command. Masameda tries to hold the Senate with parchment and panic. Tarkin commandeers the Death Star vaults. Thrawn requisitions half the fleet. Krennic fumes over budgets. Gallius Rax poisons what allies remain. The rebellion, suddenly a wildfire in dry grass, pounces. Rogue One cripples Thrawn's flagship Chimera. Harrison Dola's ghost shuts down Kyber convoys on Lothal. Every victory broadcasts hope, and rousing hollows of Jedi sabers leading charges become the Empire's worst propaganda nightmare. Within 8 standard months, the Alliance overrups the Imperial balance. The bronze Vader statues never erected. The Senate Rotunda flies a blue phoenix banner once more. Anakin steps onto temple steps carpeted in blossoms, a rebuilt capital cheering. Dralig and Jocasta Nu, hair gone white as temple marble, meet him. They clasp forearms. Dralig murmurs. The sword returns to its sheath. Then, like satisfied architects, they fade, life force slipping peacefully into the current. Luke and Leia, now knights adorned with silver inlaid scabbards, flank their father. Padmé, senator, once again addresses the crowd. We will never fear compassion. Guided by a recovered Wayfinder, Anakin, Ahsoka, and Ezra purge Exegol's breeding vats. Rows of Snoke clones collapse in nutrient slush. General Hux's Shadow Council scatters like Minox. Among shattered ruins, Leia finds a lanky desert girl, barely 16, clutching an heirloom staff. The Force thrums around her like a tuning fork. What's your name? Leia asks. I don't know. People call me Rey. Just Rey. Leia smiles. Rey. Skylight. What you are doesn't end with where you came from. Come with us. Aboard the Falcon, Grogu squeaks from a booster seat, snatching a biscuit off Chewbacca's tray. Rey laughs for perhaps the first time in years. Inside the restored Grand Temple, sunlight filters through translucent roof panels. No more guarded gloom. The new tenets are etched in Arabesh above the main door. Emotion, yet peace. Attachment, yet serenity. Passion, yet control. Family, yet freedom. The Force is balance, and balance thrives in connection. Anakin, now Grand Master in everything but ego, addresses a cavernous hall of Padawans, troopers, senators, and mechanics alike. The Jedi once feared love because they mistook it for chains, but love is a tether you choose, and choice is the cornerstone of light. R2 chirps from the dais. Anakin chuckles. Some tethers beep a lot. Dusk on Tanalore's balcony. Stars ignite one by one as if the galaxy herself were applauding. Luke and Leia spar in the courtyard. Ahsoka critiques Ezra's footwork. Rey practices with a scavenged staff. Grogu perched on her shoulder like a verdant gremlin parrot. Anakin watches, arms folded, scars finally quiet. Padmé joins him, slipping a hand into his. Think the galaxy can stay fixed this time? She asks. He exhales. No, but we've taught it how to heal. High above, a Republic cruiser streaks across the violet sky, engine glow painting the temple tower's gold. Hope doesn't merely return, it sets up permanent residence. If you enjoyed this journey through what might have been, don't forget to subscribe. Together, we'll explore more tales that celebrate the galaxy far, far away. May the Force be with you, always.